You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. Roll with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, our wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's a way. Somebody please give this brother an eye. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. Tonight, got a good show planned for you guys. Got a guest on, a 2026 defensive end out of the state of Ohio. Super excited to talk to him tonight. We'll get into that here in just a second. Also, surprise commitment in the Buckeye class of 2026. That occurred. We're going to dive into that a little bit, and we'll see where the show leads us. Chat, we know, we love you guys joining us tonight. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Super chats are open. If you got any questions, put them in there, and we'll get it rolling. And also take a moment right before this show gets up and running and share this link on your Twitter, your Instagram, and all those other things out there that you can share it on. So we're going to dive into it, man. I'm excited that this gentleman joined us for the show tonight. He was just visiting for the game, the Bobcats game. So it's going to get a lot of insights. You know how we do interviews around here. So chat, you guys make sure you show this guy some love. I know you guys are aware of him. The 2026 defensive end, Carter Kessler, out of Ohio. What up, Carter? How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's great to be a Buckeye, man. Great to be a Buckeye. I know you're not in that zone yet, right? But you were raised in the state of Ohio, okay? So I just got to ask you. I don't normally do this, but were you raised? Do you consider yourself a Buckeye in the sense that are you a Buckeye fan?
I'll consider that. I mean, I want Michigan to lose every single game, so yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, we like to hear that, man. We like to hear that, but yeah, it's always cool. Obviously, the Buckeyes, they recruit nationally, right? But we call ourselves the lunatic fringe. The lunatic fringe of the Buckeye fan base are obsessed with Ohio recruits. We love the Buckeyes going into the state of Ohio and getting players from there because we see, this team, the foundation of the team that we have, the 2014 foundation, entire offensive line was from Ohio. And this year, Austin Saraville, there's a list of players from the state of Ohio that are leaders on this team. So we love it. But we're not getting into that yet. Obviously, the Buckeyes are showing you some attention. Big-time football player, but you had to start somewhere, right? You don't just wake up one day and become a football player like you are. I watched your film. You're 6'4", 240 pounds, extremely fast for that size. And it didn't just happen out of thin air. So take us back to the beginning, man. When did you start playing football and why?
So I would say I started playing football my second grade year. I started playing flag football down here in Shelby, actually. And I started playing, man. I just love watching the Browns, Ohio State. Just grew up. Whole family's played football, man. Just love to compete. So first I started off with soccer maybe back in kindergarten. And then I picked up a football in second grade.
Nice. Yeah. So, man, I've interviewed so many recruits, so many parents, top national recruits to not top national, even though I'm not a fan of the ranking system that's used. It's people that watch my show are very evident that I think it's just getting way out of whack. But anyway, all of these people, all of these football players that are successful at whatever level you look at, they have a really good support group around them. I would argue that that's the most important thing for a recruit, especially in today's day and age with NIL and the transfer portal and all that. You got to have, this is just in life in general, you got to have good people around you guiding you and answering questions for you that you don't know the answers to yet because you don't have that experience yet. So speak to the support group that you've surrounded yourself with now? You said your whole family played football, so I bet you probably got a long list of supporters behind you.
I would honestly, my family, my mother, she showed me so much. She showed me how to win, how to lose, and how to handle it. Then I think my grandpa's always got good advice, and my grandpa, everything.
Yeah. Lost you there for a second, but I heard you mentioned your mom, your grandpa, and just your family. Sounds like you got a good family around you supporting you, right? That's what you said?
Sir.
Cool,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Cool.
It's lagging
So,
a
dude,
little
I
bit on the
know.
side.
Is it what? Lagging a little bit?
It's lagging a little bit.
Yeah, shoot, dude. We just go with it. You know, we can't control the internet. We can't control anything. We'll make it work. We'll get it figured out. I'll try to slow down because, yeah, I talk a lot. But anyway, so watching your film, you play defensive end and you play the tight end position. What positions did you play before that, right? You said you started playing football at a young age. Tell us about the different positions that you've played growing up.
So back in like second grade flag football, I was always a receiver all the way up till fifth grade. And then I played tackle and defensive end. And then all the way up till sixth grade, I played tackle and defensive end. Transferred from my freshman or my seventh grade year to Napoleon, up there by Toledo area, by Maumee. And I played running back my seventh grade, eighth grade, and freshman year, running back and defensive end. And then my sophomore year, I transferred to Mansfield Senior and played tight end and defensive end and a little bit of D tackle. Then my junior year, just tight end and defensive end. And now I'm playing tight end and defensive end.
Okay.
So it's been a little bit.
Yeah, I heard running back and wide receiver. And Buckeye fans, let me tell you something. If you haven't watched this kid's film yet, you need to go watch it because one of the things that will stand out to you is his speed. And hearing that you've played running back and wide receiver back in the day, it makes sense to me now. But that's a lot of positions, dude. What position like stands out to you? What position do you want to play in the future? What position do you enjoy playing the most?
I mean, I'll play tight end or defensive end. I just love football, love the game, just love doing what's best for my team.
Nice. Well, dude, when you're not playing football, what are you doing when you're not playing football? Are you a go outside, let's get some hunting and fishing and camping, or are you a let's play some video games and chill with the friends? What you doing?
So, I mean, I love fishing. I love camping. Like, things like that's fun too. But it's like, it just really matters the day. I don't like being outside when it's way too hot. That just ruins the day. But I can chill also. I like playing NCAA, Madden.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good stuff, man. Dude, I always like getting the insight because I played basketball growing up, never played any football. And I know that I had a certain mindset to the game, you know, like I wanted to be the best when I was on the field, but I can only imagine. I wish I would have played football, but man, it just, you can unleash some anger there. You can unleash some emotions. You can really focus in on some things. And so what's the mindset when you're on the field? And this is an interesting thing here. Does your mindset change when you go from defensive end to tight end, or do you kind of have the same overall mindset?
I think that's a great question. So on offense, I'm more of I do my job and I let my brothers, man, just let them ball, let them do their job as well. And then on defense, I feel like I got to do my best to get to the ball, get home. And my mindset's always just me versus me. I don't compare myself to nobody. I don't look at the rankings, the stars, any of that. It's just me versus me. How can I make myself better?
Yeah, that's the perfect mentality to have in so many areas of life. And you know, I don't have any kids, but I've always told myself when I have kids that they're going to play sports because there's so many things that I believe kids learn from sports, right? To play with other people, to be teammates, to put other people above yourself sometimes, and all these different aspects that involve just like real life as well as football, right? So you're playing high school football right now. So speak to that, man. What is it about football off the field as well that you enjoy? Do you build good relationships with your guys that you're on the field with? Can you see how you can utilize the things that football teaches you in real life?
I mean, we spend a lot of time outside of football together. We have 3 team meals, so we're always together. Teammates always building a bond, and I think that translates to the field. We're always connected, great chemistry, and football teaches you a lot. It makes you a better man, or what makes you just a better person in general. And it teaches you respect your coach. You got to pay attention to your coach. Like, it makes you look up to somebody and lets them influence you and show you that you're not always right. And I think that helps you in the real world as well.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Well, I asked you this before, and I know that this is normally the number one question that the chat likes to ask, but I already said your height and weight, but what's your height and weight right now, and what are some areas of your game that you're looking to improve? You trying to put some weight on? You trying to, what are the specific parts about your game you're trying to get better at?
So I'd say right now I'm 6'4.5". I gave me about exactly 242. What would I like to work on? That's a great question. I don't know. I think I could get faster, honestly. I really do. I feel like I want to work on my hips, get more flexible, and get faster. I feel like I can move a little bit quicker, have a little bit more of a twitch. I feel like on the defense and offensive side.
Yeah, I like it. Well, dude, it's that time in your career. I'm sure you've been playing football for a minute. You know that, hey, when your senior season starts, it's that time to decide what football is going to mean to your future. Okay, so tell us about the first offer that you received and when you received it, and then we're going to dive into the Ohio State side of it.
Okay, so my first offer was April 30th. So I got offered by Memphis for edge, and I was a late bloomer, honestly. I felt like I was putting it on the film, just didn't have the connections, but I was a late bloomer. As a senior, as my junior off season, I got off from Memphis.
Yeah, nice. That's a big time offer, and I know you got a couple other offers out there, but here recently you attended the Ohio State and the Bobcats game. So you got invited by Ohio State. That's big time in itself, because obviously, you know, the Buckeyes, defending national champs, right? You've been following them. You know the type of program they are. If the Buckeyes have an interest in you, it means, number one, you're a heck of a football player. And number two, you're a heck of a man off the field, surrounded by a very good support group, because these Buckeyes do not play games. Their culture and their brotherhood is number one. They don't care if you're the best player in the nation. If you do not fit their brotherhood and their culture, then they're just not going to show you any interest. So tell us about, when did the Buckeyes first reach out to you, and who was it?
So Nick Murphy reached out to me, I want to say, I don't know the exact date, but it would have been about 2 days after West Virginia offered me for edge. He reached out to me, said he loved my film. And then I want to say the next day, Larry reached out to me. Coach Johnson reached out to me, told me he loved my film, told me to keep working. He was texting me every day. And then they wanted to get me out for a game day visit after week 3.
Yeah.
So it was a great little process.
Yeah, nice. All right, dude, tell us about the game day visit. I've always wanted to be a part of a game day visit. I don't know how I'm going to make that happen, but I'm still working on it. But as a recruit, walk us through it, man. Walk us through the highlights. Walk us through the things that you saw that kind of blew your mind, and things that you love. You start at the beginning of the day, when things started. Take us through the end, as much detail as you want.
Man, I mean, we started off the day with, like, the shuttle bus and stuff. It was good. Like, the people there, they're nice people down there in Columbus. I think there's a lot of nice people in Ohio, and you wouldn't say that outside states. And then the food was great. We had hot dogs, chicken, all that. Food was great. And sweet potatoes, mac and cheese. And then the coaches, man, they were just showing so much love. It was like family. And then we got out on the field, got to watch the guys warm up and stuff. It was like brotherhood. Really was. Them guys looked like they cared for each other, looking out for each other, and it was just great. And then one of the biggest parts that stood out to me was like the fan base. Man, the fans played a huge part in the game. They're so loud. Like, it's crazy how big of a part they play in a game. And also, I want to say the shoe is amazing, man. The fireworks coming out after a touchdown, the smoke coming out when they're running out, how loud it is. It's an unreal experience.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been known as the lunatic fringe from time to time by some national media people, but that's fine. We wear that with a badge of honor, dude. So I don't know how much Buckeye football you watch this year, how much you pay attention, but one aspect that's super exciting to watch is the defensive scheme this year. Is Matt Patricia. So you were on the sidelines, you got to watch it firsthand. Tell me, number one, does it look like an exciting scheme to play in? And then if it does, what about it seems exciting to you?
I mean, everyone eats in the scheme, and I just love that. I feel like I would love to be a part of something like that where everybody gets their chance to do their role and do their job, and everybody depends on each other. It's just a great brotherhood scheme right there.
Yeah, I know. When I'm watching these guys on the field, like the scheme changed drastically from last year, but one thing we know about Ryan Day and Ohio State is they're always going to get the best of the best coaches. Coaches are going to leave, coaches are going to come, but this is Ohio State. It's the number one football program in the nation. Like the best coaches, they come here, and that's what they do. So it just seems like the players are having a lot of fun on the defensive side of the ball this year, running around like crazy. And that was actually a very good explanation that you said everybody gets to eat, because that's what's been happening. Everybody has been having a blast on the football field, and it's really cool to watch. I'm pretty stoked to watch the Buckeyes the rest of the season. But your process, man, you're kind of at a spot here. So let's start with this. What are some things when you're going to choose a school? You got West Virginia, Memphis. Now, I don't believe Ohio State is offered yet, but they're showing some interest there. So what are some things that you're looking at in a school? What's your rundown? What's your checklist that you need to see?
It's just like, I want to start off with number one. How big of an impact can I make my freshman year? Like, can I be second string, first team? How big of an impact can I be on that defense? And then second would just be like the brotherhood, my teammates, how much do they show? How much love do they show? And then the coaching, like, do they show me love? Do they want to be involved with me, everything I'm doing, meet the family, stuff like that, check up on me, treat me like I'm one of their own.
Yeah. Well, Ohio State has that attribute, no doubt. They're huge on culture and brotherhood there. We see every year the players get together. They hold like a revival, event on campus and a baptism event as well. Does that intrigue you? Does the faith aspect of a program, is that intriguing to you in any way?
I just think it's great, man. Like, I love faith. I'm a Wednesday and Sunday kind of guy, man. And I think it's great that they're doing something outside of football. Their life isn't just football. They believe in the faith. They're putting God up there, man. I just think it's great. The Lord, everything.
Yeah. Yep. All right, man. So what are your plans? I've read a couple things about like when you plan on committing or whatnot, but I like to just hear it from you because people put so many things out there now. Where are you at in your process, and when are you thinking about making a decision?
So I've decided to make my decision the 28th of September. I mean, I'm just coming down, talking with the family, talking with the teams, man. I was hoping Ohio State could have made my decision a lot harder, and they could have played a huge aspect in that, but things didn't go my way, man, and just
Well, they didn't go your way yet. I don't know all the details or anything like that, but we'll see. But either way, man, you got to keep your head down. You got to keep grinding because you have seen, I don't know if you noticed or not, but at least this past year in the transfer portal, the Buckeyes picked up a couple of Ohioans, and one of those is now starting for the Buckeyes. Right tackle Philip Daniels from the state of Ohio, signed with Minnesota, to begin with. So everybody's got a different path. I watch your film. I see a big-time football player, and I think with the mentality that you seem to have, that's going to happen. So we'll see what happens, man. You keep grinding, dude. Memphis and West Virginia are pretty big time offers from big time schools. I mean, I know it's not Ohio State, but that's big time football right there. But you from the state of Ohio, man, and you got a lot of proving left to do. Just because you're committing on the 28th, there's a lot of football left to play, and if the Buckeyes are watching you and bringing you in for a visit, they're going to continue to watch you, man. So, we appreciate you joining the show and sharing that information with us. It's exciting to see any football player from the state of Ohio getting some national attention, getting attention from some big time schools. And, I pray that, God's plan works out great for you and you follow in the footsteps that the path that he has prepared for you. And you'll get nothing but blessed, brother. You got any final words for Buckeye Nation or for anybody else out there?
Just want to say, y'all stay safe. Keep God in your mind. That's really it.
Amen, man. All right, Carter, we appreciate you. I'm going to be following you the rest of the year. Keep watching your highlight tapes. Keep watching this. Stay up to date on your communication with Ohio State. Gonna be waiting for the 28th and see where you commit. And we appreciate it. We got a super chat in from a fan, Chris Lane. Thanks for the $5. He said, "Thanks, Carter, and good luck, man." Carter, you got a Twitter and an Instagram and some other places. Some of these psycho Ohio fans can go follow you on.
So my Instagram is Carter Kessler 12. You can hit me up on there. And then also my Twitter is Carter Kessler 11.
Nice.
So it's tapping. You got any questions or anything? I'm always free.
Cool. All right, Carter. We appreciate you, brother. You keep up the hard work, man. God's got big things planned for you, my dude. Take care.
Yes, sir. Amen.
All right, brother. Have a good one. All right. I had to wait on the lag there a little bit. But yeah, man, I reached out to him a while ago to get him on here. It's always interesting to see the players that Ohio State goes after in the state of Ohio. It's always the Buckeye staff. They are always going back in film. They are flipping over every single stone, especially in the state of Ohio. If you follow recruiting at all, that the Buckeyes missed a couple players last year. They always do. It's such a big field of information that has to be sifted through to find these guys. And I just like seeing this. I like seeing the Buckeyes reaching out, starting that communication, and we'll see where his career grows. He's going to commit pretty quickly here. I don't know if that's enough time for the Buckeyes to build a strong enough relationship here. Obviously, the offer has to go out first, but there's plenty of time for some of these guys like Carter to step their game up, to do what maybe Coach Laird Johnson or any other coaches say, hey, improve in this area, go out and do it. We watched the Jake Cook scenario last year, and that's why I say, guys, bro, you just never know. You cannot look at recruiting rankings. You can't go to message boards and read what people are saying about recruits and their thoughts, and you can't take any recruit anymore and pass them off as, oh, they're not going to be an impact player because Jake Cook, 3-star. I didn't see anybody. I mean, I saw a certain part of the fan base cheering on because his story was really cool, but I didn't see a bunch of tweets. Oh my gosh, we signed Jake Cook. Heck yeah. And the dude is right up there with Carter Lowe and the rest of these big time offensive line commits that we got. So, I mean, these kids, they work their tail off. They will continue to work their tail off. So you just can't do it. And, Buckeyes not done in the 2026 class. I'll be honest with you guys. I did a lot of research, had a lot of notes to go over about some recruiting updates, and I can't find them. So, I mean, I had some names written down and some different things. So I'm going to talk about a few things that I remember and that I can find. But a new offer went out for the Buckeyes, James Laurinaitis, at the linebacker position. I posted up on Twitter. Jacob Curry, he was committed to, man, my computer is going slow. He's out of Florida. Recently decommitted from somewhere. He's a 4-star linebacker, 6'1", 205 pounds, runs a 4.43 40, 37-inch vertical. He's got 31 D1 offers. Oklahoma is after him very strong. I went and watched his film, and the question I had was, hey, is this dude going to play safety? Is he going to play linebacker? Where's he going to play? But James Laurinaitis is the one that extended the offer, so that's at the linebacker position. I believe that is one to really keep your eye on. I know there's another linebacker in the state of Ohio that recently played Sincere Johnson. I heard Jucon Bucks brought him up, talked about him the other day. I can't recall his name. I bet you 9 people in the chat are about to type his name in there, and I'll remember it. But we'll see what the Buckeyes do there. But there's been a commitment. I have been told that there has been a commitment in the 2026 class for the Buckeyes. That's not public yet. Hayes Fawcett, hinted about it the other day on Twitter, and when stars align, you are correct. You are correct. That's what I have been told by a couple of different people. I debated on whether to come here and put it out here. I'm not going to make any posts about it or anything. I want the kid to have his moment in that regard, but that's what I was told. Laundry Breed is committed to the Buckeyes, graphics being made, and it's going to be announced here shortly. So we'll see. I love it. I just got done telling you guys how I feel about these state of Ohio players, and even Carter. Like, could you guys tell, like, what, he comes on here and he says, I want scum to lose every game that they play. That's what these kids bring to this program. You cannot manufacture that. You can't manufacture a lifelong hate for your rival, a lifelong pride for your home state college football team. You can't do it. You can't manufacture that. Kids like that, the Austin Saravelds, you see what he's doing. You saw what our 2014 offensive line did. It's just a little something different, man. Like, it's a lifelong of sitting in your living room every Saturday with your entire family, your grandpa, your aunts, your uncles, your siblings, your cousins, your nephews. Not nephews if you're a recruit, but you know what I mean? Maybe. And watching the Buckeyes play. So you guys know, as a fan, right? You know the passion that you have for the Buckeyes. I know the passion I have for the Buckeyes. If they ever called me and said, Devin, I need you to play for one special teams, and I need you to get down the field, and I need you to tackle the dude and create a fumble, I'm diving head first directly at the ball. I know that's not healthy, probably going to have a neck injury, but to me, totally worth it, dude. It's totally worth it for the Buckeyes. That's the kind of pride. But the difference is some of these Ohio football players, they're actually football players. They're pretty elite at what they do. So I don't think you can put a ranking on that. I don't think you can really put a number on that type of passion of coming in and playing for your home school. So I love it. Laundry Breed's committed to NC State now, so we'll see how the process goes there. I don't think there's going to be any live commitment or anything. It's probably just going to be a social media post over the next couple days that says, hey, I've made this decision, but I'm stoked about it. Dude's a dog. Go watch his film. I absolutely love it. The Buckeye coaching staff, they're on the road. Okay. So you heard Ryan Day in the press conference. They're only practicing on Thursday. They are not practicing on Friday and Saturday, but the coaches will not be off. Some coaches are already on the road, and several more are going to be on the road. And this is the time. I told you guys, do not worry about this 2026 class. And it's really funny. I probably shouldn't even say this, but I'm going to, dude. I just can't stand when this happens. So many people So many people that talk about Buckeye football, and I'm not talking about like fans. We're allowed to have or whatever, but so many people that have a platform like I do, like spend a lot of time talking about how bad or how upset they were about this class. Not enough top guys, not enough top 100 recruits, not enough 5 stars. 5 stars win national titles, and then Kari Wilder's a 5 star. Blaine Bradford, Chris Henry Jr., Sam Greer, all 5 star recruits. And in the updated rivals, every single one, 11 of these Buckeyes got bumped up. And now all of a sudden, these people are coming out and saying how good this class is. And it's just like, man, dude, we ain't even signed anybody, and you're coming out, you're changing. I haven't forgotten what you said in the beginning, but I'm sure other people will. But that doesn't matter. We're all Buckeyes, right? We all root for the same team. So I continue to have faith in this coaching staff. I continue to have faith in the evaluations that they make. And their evaluations are spot on. When they went after Kari Wilder, I think he was a 3-star. Like, yeah, not many people. USC didn't even offer him. I think UCLA offered him, and that might have been it. Well, the dude is now the 14th ranked player in the nation. He's a number 1 defensive line according to Rivals/Con3. So, that being said, this Buckeye coaching staff is on the road, and they will be going and visiting some of these other players that us Buckeye fans got very upset that we did not land. There's Luke Wafel, one that committed to the Buckeyes, verbally committed to the coaching staff, and then we know the story. We know what happened there. But there are rumblings. There have been rumblings. I have told you multiple times that there is some funny money out there. USC and the money that they are offering, some of it's funny. And it's not a rules thing. It's a, hey, can we afford to give this many kids this much money? And I'm going to tell you right now that there are already issues. There are already some recruits dealing with issues in that specific area. I will not confirm or deny if it's on that specific team or not, but I'll let you guys read between the lines. But the Buckeyes are coming in full force. They will be going and visiting him, getting prepared. They're getting their offers together. Ryan Day has made several statements about the recruiting philosophy this year. If you've been a Buckeye fan the past 3 or 4 years and you follow recruiting, you know what happens on signing day. Most of the time, Buckeye fans are very nervous about who's going to flip from our class. What team is going to come in and poach our players from our class? Well, I have a prediction to make, and my prediction is that we are going to be the poacher this year on signing day. That is what's going to happen because of the nil rules and the structure of all that. There were so many unknowns that so many teams went all in on certain things because they were desperate and they were afraid of drifting into la-la land and becoming a not good program, that they overstepped their means, right? Ryan Day said, hey, one thing we will not do is offer recruits something that we know for a fact we can't give them. And I love that mentality. And he said that because that puts them in a spot to be trusted by recruits. Because would you rather have a 50% chance of collecting $1 million on signing day, or have a 100% chance of collecting $500,000 on signing day? That's the question you got to ask yourself. I'm not going to lie to you, man. When I was 16, I probably would have took the chance. 50%, that's pretty good odds. But now, I'm not doing that, man. I want the guaranteed. I want the promise. I want to go to a football program that not only cares about me as a football player, that cares about me as a human, that's going to make me into a man and succeed in society, and have a brotherhood and have a culture for the rest of my life. Succeed in life, whether that's the NFL or whether that's off the field, because we know what putting that, hey, you were a part of Number one, you graduated from Ohio State and you were part of the football team. You put that on a resume. And if you live in the city of Columbus, you're going to get whatever job you want, essentially. You will be taken care of because people know the values and the character of people that these Buckeyes allow on their team. So, man, this recruiting is going to pick up. I've always said, don't freak out. Number one, have faith in this coaching staff. Number two, it's not signing day yet. And don't worry about something that's going to affect our team 3 to 4 years from now. Chris Lane's going to give me $2 to find out. Elite Sports Talking. What top recruits do you think we will get? So I despise being this dude. Like, it's so annoying when I hear people say, I know something, but I can't report it. Like, I know I look like a D-bag right now saying this, but I have not been given permission to say those things that I know, other than it's on the defensive line. And one of the names is not a name that you've heard or that you know. Okay, so I got to honor that. I got to honor what I'm being told. Not allowed to give up that information yet. And I'm not going to do that. So we will see. But, this Buckeye staff, they have a plan in place, and they are ready to pull out all their stops on this recruiting class. So trust Ryan Day. Trust this coaching staff. Trust Matt Patricia, man. I don't know if you guys saw Matt Patricia today, but, dude, do you guys get the same vibe that I do, that Matt Patricia is having an absolute blast? Go watch his interview today. Like, the whole time the dude is just cheesing. Like, he's cheesing. He's into it. He's into every question asked. The answers that he gives, they're real, right? You can tell. And every time I listen to this dude talk, I'm just convinced that we're not going to lose him after this year. I just am. Chris Lane, how many 5-stars are there in each class? 32. There are 32 5-stars in each class. So there's 32 in 247. There's 32 in Con 3/Rivals. There's 32 on whatever other ones there are. So 5-stars are projected first-round draft picks. So however many first-round draft picks there are, and there's 32, right? There's 32 first-round draft picks every year. That's how many 5-stars there are. So that's how they do that. So just think of it like that. Like, there's an NFL first-round draft is combined of 3 different classes. You got 5th-year seniors, you got seniors, and you got juniors. And out of those 3 classes, they find 32 first-round draft picks. It has to go, there's only 32. There isn't any more. So go over to these recruiting services, okay, and they are picking 32 guys to name as 5-stars. That's why I told you guys, there is not hardly any difference at all from the number 50 player in the nation and the number 150 player in the nation. I know when I first got into this thing following recruiting, when I saw that a player was ranked 50 and I saw that a player was ranked run 50, I automatically assumed that the number 50 player was like light years above the number 150 player. I really did. That was out of ignorance. I just assumed that that's just kind of how it was. That is not, man. It's not how it is. There is not a big difference between the number 100 player and the number 300 player in the country. Go watch the film. That's all I'm telling you guys. You guys can do it. If you're a fan of football and you watch college football every weekend, go watch the film on some of these guys. If you got a question, you don't need to wait to hear from some YouTuber or some message board warrior or some dude on Twitter. Pull up the film yourself. Go to YouTube, type in Kari Wilder highlights. When we saw the Buckeyes were in on him and I knew that they visited him and they offered him and all that, that's what I did instantly. That day, I typed in Kari Wilder highlights. I got some information about the type of competition he was playing. I knew he was playing very good competition in the state of California, watched his film, and you saw him dominate. You just saw him dominate, and you can tell that the dude was hands down not a 3-star. You just got to remember these sites that are creating these rankings. Sometimes it's their fault. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just too many players, not enough workers to go and diagnose every one of these players, because whoever creates this list is relying on not the dude beside them, but who the dude beside them knows. And that dude's relying on what's this dude's contact in California. So some dude tells another dude that Kari Wilder is pretty good. And then that dude that got told he's pretty good tells another dude, well, my source said he was pretty good, right? And then that guy comes up to the dude making the list and says, yeah, Kari Wilder, don't really know if he's good or not. That's how it goes, man. Like, it's just people, talking back and forth, just like us that have a lot of experience in football. But sometimes it's just too much information, right? They don't have enough time or resources to go watch these players play in person to truly, diagnose them. So again, these Buckeyes are going to be good. They're going to be all right. They are not giving up on several of these recruits. Yeah, Douglas, thousands of them and only 32. You are correct. Yep. So yeah. Chat, what's up? You guys got anything you wanna talk about? I'm looking through this chat, seeing what you guys got going on in here. I think I saw Steely talking about food earlier. I'm pretty hungry too, so that was nice. I'm trying to do an interview. I hear about a salmon wrap. Okay, tonight was leftovers. Good stuff. I'm glad I can entertain you guys. Will Star, beautiful. There are usually 5 to 7 true impact players in each class. After the top 15 to 20 players, there isn't a huge difference, in my opinion. That's beautifully said. That's just what it is, man. You're darn right about that. There's really next to no Jeremiah Smiths in each class, but you got the Devin Sanchez's, the Jeremiah Smiths, and some other players that are going to come in and actually make an impact on a team. Okay. And you see already Chaz Coleman. Was Chaz Coleman up there? Was Chaz Coleman a 5-star? Was Chaz Coleman a national recruit that a lot of people were talking about? I'll answer the question for you. No, he wasn't. Is he making an impact on Penn State's team right now? Yes, he is. He is. So that's just how it is, because sometimes it's just common sense, dude. We can't see the future. You have no idea. I can relate that to my life. I bet you if I did a questionnaire in my hometown, if I would still be alive at the age of 34, 75 to 80% of people would say, no, dude's not going to be alive, because I was young and dumb and I was an idiot. But here I stand. Okay, so some of these football players, they're at different rates of growth in their bodies physically. They're at different learning phases in their life on how quick they pick things up. A year can be a long time, right? Things can happen in people's life. Players can get way better and make some impacts. And that's what these Buckeyes are doing. Dang, Steve, New York strips, huh? I've been on a steak kick for sure. Yeah, Aunt Chris, I know you guys did. Yeah, you guys think I'm lying? Ask my Aunt Chris the percentage that she gave me in surviving to the age of 34. If you think I'm being sarcastic or something, she'll tell you. I bet you, Chris, you gave me at one point in time, you probably gave me a 10% chance at survival. But that's what Jesus does, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Jesus does. He loves all of you. He has a purpose for you. He died for every single one of us. And that's what he does. It's a beautiful thing. If you're not a believer and you need something different in life, just, pick up the Word of God and read it and try it and see what happens in your life. You don't have to get all into it and get all spiritual and do all these things. If you want something different in your life, Go try it out and you'll see what happens. If one of the first things, and I know I'm going completely off topic here, but that's just the way my mind works. When I got introduced to Jesus, I didn't go right into the, hey, I believe in Jesus. I went to the, I want something different in life, so I'm going to try something different. I'm going to just try doing what the Bible tells me to do and see what happens in my life. And I started doing that, and my life started to change drastically. So that's what led me to believe in Jesus and what he does in other people's lives. And that's why I get so excited about this Buckeye football team, seeing them do revivals, baptisms, all these things at that young of an age. They're doing it by themselves. If you guys understood how excited that make me, I can't even, dude, it's just, it's one of the coolest things ever. And I am a firm believer that is one of the reasons that this team is so successful, because when you have that as your foundation and everybody is like-minded in that regard, like this football team is, it just creates a different bond than this world can give you, right? Most of the time, this world gives you a bond that's connected to money, that's connected to physical attributes, that's connected to something else. But when you know that your brother is a brother in Christ with you and he's fighting for the same things, he believes the same things, it's a different kind of connection. But appreciate you guys for watching. We appreciate Carter for joining the show, man. We'll see. I hope the Buckeyes offer him. I watched his film, and I think he's somebody to take a chance on. I do, especially after talking to him now. I think he's somebody you can. There's new roster limits now, so you can get a few more people on your team. You're taking a chance at Laundry Breed. He's coming in 3-star offensive tackle from the state of Ohio. So let's go out and get them. We don't need to go all the way across the country and take a chance on a 3-star defensive end in California, right? You got some here in the state of Ohio that bring that lifelong Buckeye energy and pride with them. And again, I told you guys, I don't think that can really be matched in any other way. Then you can't manufacture that. You can bring these guys from Florida in the team, and they'll start to grasp it. I know JJ absolutely despises the team up north, but I'll be careful when I say this, but you just got to ask yourself, will JJ ever truly he understands it, but it's just got to be at a different level for players that grown up from the time they can remember to now. All they've heard is Buckeye football. So it just makes it different. Steely, the Carter Meadows just got up to the number 3 player in the class. I know it's not going to make anybody happy on here. No, I do not believe. Well, it's not a belief thing. No, the Buckeyes are not going to flip Carter Meadows. And the team up north, they are so desperate to put out all these stories and tweets about Carter Meadows saying that he's a Wolverine, he's not going anywhere and all this. But I'll tell you, we'll see. Let's just keep an eye on Carter Meadows. I know some things regarding that recruitment there, some things that I'm hearing, so we'll see what happens. There will be more flips this year than there have been any other year in recruiting in college football. And Ohio State, for the first time in a long time, will be on the other end of that. They will not let these recruits that are signed, they're not going to let them go. You're not getting Kari Wilder. You're not getting Chris Henry Jr. It ain't happening. The Buckeyes know who they have. But this staff, they're turning over all the stones. This is after Thursday, and even right now, there's some coaches on the road right now. They're grinding it out. They have a plan in place. So I'm excited. We got the bye week for the Buckeyes, then the Washington game. Me and my Aunt Chris, my little brother, my dad, and the natural, we are all going to the Washington game. We're going to get there Friday. Dennis in here. Going on a cruise with Dennis. That cruise is going to take us directly to the football stadium. We're going to go in. I'm going to go live. I'll probably go live on the cruise if I got good enough service. And I'll be live during that to give you guys the whole interaction. Not many people watch it, but I just want to give you guys a feel of what it's like to be there. And then the cruise picks us up after the game. The dock right beside the stadium takes us back to our hotel. So it's really exciting. I saw, Epi does have the it factor, man. He's going to be a leader on this team. And not only that, I've told you guys 100 times that the Buckeyes have offered 4 of Epi's family members. So 2027 safety and a linebacker, both Epi's cousins, both top 100 prospects in the 27 class. And they just offered a 2028, his name's Pole, a 2028 safety / corner who will also end up being a top 100 class. So Epi doesn't just bring himself and his football IQ and tools to the Buckeyes. Hopefully he brings some family members with him. I'm always talking to Epi's dad, Mr. V, and it's hilarious because I'm always giving him a hard time. I'm like, dude, your entire family is top 100 recruits. Like, they have defensive linemen, offensive linemen. They're all cousins, and they're all ballers. Like, all of them are. It's just like, bro, this is ridiculous. But it's a battle of pulling them out of USC because most of their family are big USC fans. So we got to work on them, chat. So if you guys see Epi's dad and any of his family members on Twitter, give them the old OH. Let's make sure they start seeing this Buckeye love so they know the place to be is Ohio State and not USC. So is Lambo Jackson ready to be RB1? Well, you guys heard my prediction yesterday, Kintaka. That's a good question. I think he's going to have the most snaps out of any linebacker or any running back on the team for the Washington game. But I don't know that he starts because I don't know. You know, Ryan Day is very careful about how he develops these freshmen for several different ways to make sure, right, that their confidence level stays up, to make sure that they know they got to earn it. So I could see him not starting in that game because, and let me tell you guys something as well. Washington's a good football team, right? This will by far, well, not really. No, I'm going to say it. This is going to be a bigger test for our defense than the Texas game was because we saw what Arch is doing this year. He is off, not playing well. Williams, the quarterback for Washington, you heard Matt Patricia compare him to Kyler Murray today, which is pretty wild. So very mobile quarterback with an arm as well. So that's what I'm looking at. The Buckeyes are going to be able to score points against them, but it's an extremely loud venue for Julian Sayin to start at. So, I mean, I know hindsight's whatever they say, whatever that saying is, but dude, I think this is going to be a bigger test for Julian Sayin than the Texas game simply because it's away. And that Texas game just had a different vibe to it than I don't know. Maybe I'm off there. But you know, chat, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? What type of test do you think this Washington game is going to be, to these Buckeyes? I'm going to be diving into the Washington film and breaking it down a little more and seeing how it compares. But I think this is going to be a heck of a test. Gio, I'm super proud of Iggy. He's made a conscious effort to improve his game, and he has only one penalty thus far. Yeah, and I wasn't a big fan of that penalty either. Been doing it all day. On both sides of the ball, the receivers and corners, they fight all game long at the line of scrimmage, a couple yards off the line of scrimmage. That's what they do. So I wasn't a big fan of that. I just feel like it's so wild. When you guys watch a game, how many times do you see a defensive or an offensive lineman hold a defensive lineman? Especially with the Buckeyes, it happens a lot. And sometimes it just feels like, right, these refs just pick a random time to decide to throw a flag. So it's pretty wild. But yeah, Iggy stepped his game up. And going back and watching the film, I noticed that Lorenzo Styles came out, and me and Mello talked about Bryce West coming in, Malik Hartford coming in, and what they did most of the time was they did move Matthews down in the slot And guess who was the first corner off the bench? Devin Sanchez. Matthews went down to the slot. Devin Sanchez and Iggy were the two starting corners. So it looks like that's the plan moving forward. If there's an injury at the nickel position, that's looks like what they would do, and they would move Matthews there. That was a discussion in the offseason. Hey, is Jermaine going to play nickel? Actually, that was Melo's thing. Melo thought that's what was going to happen. It sounds like he was darn close because it looks like that's what the Buckeyes did. Move Matthews down in the nickel position. Devin Sanchez and Iggy were the starting corners. So I'm excited. Yeah, somebody said Washington can't stop the run. They can't. I don't think it's going to be the only way it's a test for our offense is just the atmosphere, the away game aspect of it, the loud crowd and stuff. That's going to be the test there, but I don't think we'll have trouble scoring whatsoever, like not at all. But this will be a test for our defense. It will be because their quarterback. I think their quarterback's really good. Bruh moment. I know this is something different. How you feeling about Scum, and what do you think the score is going to be when they play Nebraska this week? Hey, I'm glad you brought that up. Steely texted me. Chat. How many of you guys in the chat want me to do a Scum Nebraska live stream? We can all come on here, watch it together, talk about it. I need to vote right now. I need to see at least 20 people say yes if you want me to do it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be in town. I'll know by Thursday. It's looking like I will be as of now, though. But you guys want to come on here and watch that game? I got my money on Nebraska. But how am I feeling about them? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mark's 9. Got to have 11 more people. I don't think they're very good. I think Bryce will end up being a good player, but I think trying to take anything away from the CMU game. Okay, so there's, sorry guys, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hey, some of you guys are voting twice. I know you are. I'm not going back and looking, but I know you are. All right, so we only need 2 more, cheaters. I know y'all think you're slick. Steely's probably got 4 different accounts. Come on here and voted yes 4 times already. Steely. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the defense is pretty good, but no, I don't think they're a playoff team this year. I think their ceiling is a 3-4 loss team. Their floor is a 5-loss team. But hey, I mean, if I'm real with myself, they could surprise me. It depends how quick Bryce Underwood can get better and what they allow him to do, right? Because the dude's a good football player. I know we don't like to say that, but he's a very good football player. And they're going to be tougher and tougher opponents the longer he's there, if he stays there, and if they know how to utilize him. It was, if I was a fan of them, I would have been embarrassed to watch that Oklahoma game with the offense and what they did. It was just, it was wild. Now, I don't like the cockiness, but it's really hard for me to give him a compliment because of how cocky he is as a freshman when he hasn't done anything. I'm going to be honest. It really is. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how they develop over there. But all right. I'll let you guys know for sure on the watch party. There's a 90% chance we'll do it. We'll get on here and watch it. I think if Nebraska, here's going to be the key to that game. If Nebraska can contain Underwood and stop his legs, if they can hold Underwood under 50 yards of rushing, then they win the game. If they can't do that, then it's going to come down to the last moment. So I don't believe this is going to be a blowout in any direction. My money's on Nebraska. So we will see. Win stars line. Oklahoma should have humbled him, but then he went out and did that against CMU and threw 1 touchdown pass, and people are freaking out. But Julian Sayin, on the other hand, is the most accurate quarterback in the nation statistically. Adjusted completion percentage, his is over 80%. He's number 1 in the nation. Not adjusted, he's number 2 behind, oh, that's bad. I wanted to say behind Carson Beck, but I almost said something else. He's behind Carson Beck. But yes, Chris Lane, he is. Adjusted completion percentage, Julian Sand has the highest completion percentage in the country, and not adjusted, he's number 2 behind Carson Beck out of Miami. So dude's good. Dude is good. But all right, y'all. Appreciate you guys. B. Moses in Nevada will be on next. So go on over there. Appreciate your guys' support. Go show Carter some love, man. We'll see what the Buckeyes do there. Do not fret. Do not fret about this recruiting class. And if you see people wanting to diagnose the star rankings and all this stuff, don't pay attention to that. Just don't do it. We'll wait till signing day. We'll wait and see what they sign, and then we'll come on here and really judge this class because, I mean, you don't tell me how pretty a house is when the framing's done. You got to get the whole thing done first. So you got people out there judging a house that has no siding on it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. I use my construction references because that's what I do. But all right, y'all. Appreciate the heck out of you guys. Don't forget, hit that like button, please. Hit the subscribe button. Go over to the Buckeye Boys. Become a member, please. It all goes back to you guys. We got 17 members over there. It's $1.99 a month. It all goes back into the channel. I want to give away another ticket. I need enough members to go over there and to subscribe so I can give away a playoff ticket, okay? That's what I want to do. I'm dead serious. All the money that we make off of our channel goes into that. I want to give away more tickets. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Love you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH. Oh, you guys are ahead of the game. There we go. And watch Riley Pettijohn deflect this pass.
Yeah, he was on go.